I tricked wife into publicly admitting her affair and having herpes. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. In college, I met the woman who I thought was my one. We dated for about 2 years and had a big ass wedding after a 10-month engagement. Her family was pretty well to do in a small southern town. We were both continuing our education and I was also working to support us. I was pursuing a master's in engineering while she was finishing her doctorate in anthropology. Over the summer an opportunity came up for her to make some extra money going as an aide on a religious studies trip to Jamaica. I didn't hesitate when she asked me about it. I mean, she was going to get to visit Jamaica and get paid for it. I saw no downside other than missing her being at home for 6 weeks. Little did I know at the time, but she had been fucking the professor, he had hung out with us, smoked my weed and drank my fucking beer. I considered him a friend, who arranged the trip for a couple months and it was a getaway for them to bang all over the island. I, clueless and happy, went about the weeks while she was gone taking extra shifts so I could match what she made in our account and surprise her. What a dipshit, right? One of the students from the trip actually seeked me out to clue me in. I didn't believe him until I started looking for evidence on my own. I broke down and checked her texts while she was sleeping and nothing was there. There were a few VMs so I decided to listen and there it was, a message from that giant asshole saying how exciting it was that I almost caught them. I opened up her laptop and hit the emails after that. It was piles and piles of shit, making fun of me for not knowing, fucking in our bed and laughing about it. There was so much and I was so heartbroken. Still too hurt to take any action, I was lost. I had no idea what to do, so I sat on it for a couple weeks and acted as normally as I could. I noticed everything now, I felt so stupid for not seeing it before. So many signs. One stuck out in particular. I noticed that our stash of homemade weed lube, if you've never tried it, I highly recommend giving it a go, was going down even though we weren't having sex. It was obvious they were also using the fruits of my labor to get off more effectively. This really pissed me off. Like unreasonably so, Hulk fucking mad. It finally all hit me. I was a goddamn joke to these assholes and they were using the lube I made and fucking in my bed. I didn't hurt anymore, I just wanted to make them hurt. So, while she was studying at the library I made a new batch of lube. I put enough weed in it for it to smell like normal, but I also added some poison ivy from our backyard to the mixture, and after refilling the spray bottle we used for application, I waited. A few days go by and I'm working extra so I can be out of the house more, and bam, bait taken. That night after she goes to sleep my plan goes into action. I sneak her phone away and delete my contact, while replacing his phone number in his contact as mine. I go to bed but can't sleep because it feels like I'm 5 and tomorrow is Christmas. Dawn arrives and she's in the shower. I got a text, "I'm super itchy, are you okay?" "Now Lord, now is my time." I reply with, "Look, I thought it had cleared up but I guess I had a flare-up. I'm sorry, but I've got herpes, and I guess you do now too. I heard this bitch squeak in the shower." I'm covering my mouth, damn near losing it. I went on to tell her that it was time to end things now, a new semester was about to start and I kind of have a little crush on another TA. I wanted her mad. This is a woman that never got told no growing up, and never had to deal with rejection. Let alone from a balding dude in his 50s with herpes. When she got out of the shower it was obvious she had been crying but I could see the anger in her eyes. I could see how uncomfortable she was squirming at the table drinking coffee and mulling the situation over. Another little nudge is what she needed. The reply she got to her pages and pages of anger and sadness was, "Thanks for the good times, but can you keep this a secret between us? I don't want to ruin my chances with anyone else." She's flush with anger now, just seething. She gathered her keys and headed out the door without even saying goodbye. I knew where she was going. I booted up her laptop and set it to reformat, deleting her dissertation and any notes pertaining to it before following her to campus. I parked a few lots over and rushed over to his office where I found her screaming at him for giving her herpes. There's lots of people there. Professors, aides, students, other faculty. I'm dying. He is beyond embarrassed and confused as fuck. She is ugly crying in front of her peers. I'm in heaven. I didn't even care that people were going to think I had herpes too. The fallout was apocalyptic in their department. He lost his job due to code of conduct at the university. We got divorced the following year. State law was we had to be separated for 1 full year before being granted a divorce. I got to keep most of the assets, primarily savings, and not a ton, but I worked for it. She never finished her doctorate and went on to be a perpetually pregnant housewife that sells Herbalife on Facebook, and he teaches high school now. It took a few years for it all to unfold, but watching it was glorious. Here are some of the best comments from our community. I just wanted to say, I wasn't expecting this at all. And from someone who has had poison ivy in my vagina, hey, I was a kid who didn't know what peeing etiquette, you have no idea the itch and pain lamau. That was really like a triple whammy, poison ivy / herpes scare / public embarrassment. This is so very well executed and clinical. Nicely done. This was fantastic, but subjecting her to the vagaries of a pyramid scheme Herbalife was the best part. Well done. Executed perfectly without them even knowing. It was like watching a bomb go off. I wish I could have been there to hear the meltdown. This hurts my feelings so much. Like, I'm glad you got your revenge, but the way they were screwing you over and laughing about it is so damaging in the long term. I hope you don't struggle with trust issues now. Cheaters are already horrible, but those two deserve even worse than they got. Here is the second story. My wife admitted to only being in love with me after our marriage. My wife and I have been married for 8 years and we dated for a long time before that. I own my family business, fashion and jewelry. We have 2 daughters. First off, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not an attractive person. I look average at best. I don't have a chiseled body, but I'm fit. My wife is really beautiful and I always wondered what she saw in me. I was bald at 19, so I hope you guys get the picture. When I was in my 20s, I was very awkward and introverted. I didn't date many girls, because no one was interested in me. I met my wife in college. We had similar interests and I fell in love with her. I asked her out and she said yes. I was on cloud 9. And we never looked back. Yesterday was our anniversary. We had a small celebration. When we were about to sleep, my wife started crying. I was really worried because I did not understand why. She hugged me and told me that she wanted to confess something. She ended up telling me that she faked her love for me when we were dating. She also told me that she cheated on me when we were dating. But she fell in love with me a couple of years after we got married. She told me that she really matured at that time and realized that I was the most important person in her life. She also claims that she never cheated on me once we got married. She told me because she really felt guilty. She told me that she would do everything to make it up. I was really devastated. I always kind of wondered what she saw in me. And I think I have my answer now. I'm broken. I also know that I only know this because she confessed. I don't know what to do and I need help moving past this. Can you guys help me with some advice? Here are some of the best comments from our community. If I were in your shoes, I would ask myself if she has been a good wife to me. I would ask if she is a good mother to my children. I would ask if I could see her being a partner for me going forward. Ask her what she thinks she should do to make this up to you. Because you don't know anything that could do that. She made the plans to lie and cheat, she needs to make the plans to repair it. Ask so many questions and use the answers to make your decision going forward. Tell her that while this happened years ago for her, it just happened for you. Tell her that if you can forgive her, that it will involve years, not days. That you will ask her uncomfortable questions that she will be tempted to not answer fully or lie. Tell her that any hedging or omission will break the trust even further. That when you ask a question that you expect the full answer, even if that answer will hurt you more. Tell her that she has lied by omission to you for your entire marriage and that all the lies have to stop immediately. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.